Hello, back with another Path of Exile 2 video. Let's go for Monk 4.0. So quite a bit's changed, especially the skills. I've dropped a few things, moved a few things around, gone for an all-round build of being able to map, being able to survive, and being able to do boss damage. But without further ado, let's go through all the stats, gear, and passives. So we've got 5,829 energy shield, 67% evasion, and 75 resists. Energy shield recharge delay 2.5 seconds, 20,000 evasion, deflection 2,000, chance to deflect is 25%, damage prevented by it is 40%, and movement speed is 32.9%. Let's go into the skills. This is what's changed the most. So we've got Tempest Flurry with elemental armament, practice combo, rage free, rapid attacks, and total stillness, which grants chaos, contributes to freeze build-up. You understand why I have that in a little bit. Then we have Flicker Strike with perpetual charge, inevitable critical, ancestral call 2, ambrosia, and Garakun's resolve, which basically causes it to bifurcate, so effectively Flicker Strike becomes Tangle Tongue. Then we have Charge Staff with Mana Leech, Culling Strike, Innovate, Quivering Touch, and Escher's Radiance, which gives you damage from hit, contributes to shock chance. Again, you understand why in a little bit. Then we have Staggering Palm with Nova Projectiles, Culmination, Charge Profusion 2, Ambush, and Aelif's Chimes. So this has replaced Hand of Chaiula. So Staggering Palm, you'd hit an enemy, and then when you attack, every single attack for a certain amount of seconds ends up going like all over the place. You probably could put Prolonged Duration 2 in it instead of Ambush, because then it'll last longer. But what it'll do is it'll blind the enemies, which makes it a little bit better to survive as well. And it also, when it fires them like left, right, etc. due to Nova Projectiles, it generates a hell of a lot of combo, which means that then when I use it again, I get power charges. Then we have Falling Thunder. Falling Thunder is back. We've gone for the pretty much similar what I had like on League starter build, with Ricochet, Inevitable Critical, Nova Projectiles, Culmination, and Elemental Armament. You can replace Nova Projectiles and Ricochet if you want to, and use it just as like a bossing one. Basically, just add as much damage as possible into it. You replace Nova Projectiles, and this sits at 202,000. What happens is, you use your Tempest Flurry, it generates combo. Falling Thunder gets a huge amount of combo. You use Falling Thunder when it power charges, and it'll pretty much one-shot most bosses. It's insane. On map bosses, just use Flicker Strike. On like Zesht and stuff like that, Arbiter, just use Falling Thunder. It's the monk's go-to for massive damage, but like I said, remove Nova Projectiles, remove Ricochet if you don't want to use it as a mapping technique, if you just want to use it as a bossing technique. But it's very, very good, especially with Nova Projectiles and Ricochet. If you get into a sticky situation, hit it and it'll just create a wide clear. Then we have Cast and Critical with Profane Ritual, Boundless Energy, Rapid Casting, Charge Profusion, and Overabundance. We've taken Wind Dancer with Clarity for more mana regen, Soul Drain for mana over 4 seconds when you call an enemy, Blind, Culling Strike, and Magnified Area. You may notice I no longer have Sacrifice. I don't need it anymore. I can just generate power charges, just go into map, hit your Tempest Flurry, build the combo, hit the combo, get your Charge Staff, and then once I get my Charge Staff, then I can kind of carry my combo for the rest of the map. Then we have Profane Ritual with Rapid Casting, Overabundance, Unleash, Charge Profusion 2, and Compressed Duration. Then we're taking Ghost Dance, because obviously we've dropped 60 Spirit. So Ghost Dance allows you to gain Ghost Shrouds, and then you get Energy Shield equal to 7% of your evasion. And we've got that with Prolonged Duration and Warm Blooded. Because with Chaos Inoculation, you have less threshold, like stun threshold, so if I do get frozen, I've got 50% less duration on being frozen. I don't normally get frozen because of Wind Dancer or Staggering Palm. Staggering Palm will blind them, Wind Dancer will push them back. Yeah, it's a good combo. Then we have Herald of Thunder with Ambush, Armor Explosion, Armor Break, Uruks Smelting, and Ulnitol's Embrace. So this is the Armor Explosion tech. I did run it with Herald of Ice. So basically you would get Herald of Thunder to hit it with Piety's Mercy, and then it would leave it on 1 HP, which would then cause Herald of Ice to shatter it and cause like a huge explosion. But in Delhi maps, it's not as good as you'd think, and it also explodes them, which means that when you use Cast on Critical, Profane Ritual has no corpse to consume, so therefore you can't get your power charges back. This works really, really well. It seems to proc Herald of Thunder an insane amount, and it's just constant bang, 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 bang. Then we have Charge Regulation with Clarity. Charge Regulation will give me more critical hit chance if I have a power charge, more defenses if I get an endurance charge, and more skill speed if I have a frenzy charge. The problem with dropping Hand of Chayula is I could socket Sniper's Mark. Sniper's Mark would give me a frenzy charge, which then would allow me to gain more skill speed, which would make my Flicker Strike faster. I did have Flicker Strike down at around 0. I think it was like 4.3 or maybe even 4.0 attack time, but I've changed it to Gurakan's Resolve for just basically more overall damage. You can, if you're struggling for mana, drop Elemental Armament on Tempest Flurry and put Efficiency, and then, like I say, change Falling Thunder around to make it just a full boss in spec. If you remove that and put like Elemental Armament into it or something, Lightning Attunement, and then drop Nova Projectiles, and again, that'll give you a stupid amount of damage. You could probably put Inevitable Critical and Pinpoint Critical, so you're guaranteed to get like a crit. Right, let's move on to the gear. So we have a Quarterstaff with attack speed, physical damage, elemental damage to attacks, critical hit chance, +6 to all melee skills, well, all attack skills, and then 37 to 92 physical damage. Thank you, Dax. I owe you. You've been a star. Then we have a helmet with basically +1 to power charges, and then we've got Spirit Reservation, so it gives me more spirit, which allows me to run like Clarity and stuff like that. Loader Amulet with Anointed, Subterfuge Mask. We've got it with Evasion, melee skills, critical hit chance, critical damage bonus, global defenses, and maximum energy shield. We've got a new ring that gives me lightning damage, physical damage, and fire damage, as well as some rarity, a large amount of leech, which is 7.56%, and then 53% mana regen as well. So my mana regen is quite fast. Chest piece, we've got it with triple resist, high evasion, and high energy shield. You need this when you're running Lead Me Through Grace. Same ring as last time with triple attacks, which is physical, fire, and cold, element resistances, and then fire and cold resistance. Gloves, I've had these gloves for ages. These are my 5 divine bargains, and as I said before, the Talisman of Sirius cost more than the gloves. So these have got physical damage, cold damage, critical damage bonus, attack speed, and 100% increased effect of socketed items, which allows me to get 32% increased attack speed. You can get better gloves than this, but if you get a triple socket gloves and then you start to put these 3 talismans into it, you're looking at like nearly 100 divine gloves. It's quite expensive. We've taken Headhunter. A lot of people recommended to take it, so I've taken it. I do like it. I also don't like it, where it just lunges towards enemies. But especially when you have an Abyss, it's amazing when you get all, like I said, gain their modifiers. I got to pick this up for about, I think it's like 30 divine. They're quite cheap now. And we've got this one with increased maximum energy shield. Boots with triple resist and movement speed, and then high evasion. Mana Flask, again, it's one of the things where you could probably get a better Mana Flask. You can get a Mana Flask that will give you more mana if you want to, but the Maelstrom, it's pretty good. Gives you some chaos damage as well. Olus Resolve, kind of pointless now because I've taken Chaos Inoculation. You could probably drop Headhunter, put the other belt on, which then would give me this belt here, that one. So Life Recovery from Flask also applies to Energy Shield, so you could put that on, and then the Olus Resolve would work again, but it'll only give you 1 guard or 2 guard because you've taken Chaos Inoculation. So it's entirely up to you. If you can get full Chaos Resistance, like I did before, then take full Chaos Resistance. But I found when you take Chaos Resistance, you lose like on Rarity or like some Mana Leech or anything like that. So it's entirely up to you. If you can get maximum resist, 75 all around, take this and maybe drop the Headhunter. If you can't, you don't need this. Right, let's move into the passive tree. So we've got Lead Me Through Grace, which gives you 1 spirit for every 8 energy shield and 1 spirit for every 20 evasion on equipped body armor. Then we have I Am the Blizzard for cold damage and chill ground. I Am the Thunder for lightning damage and shocked ground. and then sunder my enemies, which means your critical hits ignore non-negative elemental resistances. We crit loads. My Flicker Strike sits at 100% with power charges. You could take Elemental Expression. I am looking at taking it and dropping Eye on the Blizzard, because this will give you a Fiery Explosion, a Bolt of Lightning, and an Icy Wave. When you crit, we always crit, so Elemental Expression will always proc. You can put like loads of blind in it and stuff. And yeah, it's pretty good. My whole plan is to I'll let you into a little secret, is to bring it back to 0.1. It is possible. You may find a huge build change if it works over the next week or so, because yeah, I want to go back to the original Ice Strike, Herald of Thunder, Herald of Ice, Temper's Bell, and just see how it works. I have an idea how we could build it. But if you don't see the video, it don't work. If you do see the video, enjoy. Then we'll move up here to get Flow Like Water for attack speed and cast speed, Mindful Awareness for evasion and energy shield, increased movement speed from Step Like Miss, as well as mana regen and dexterity. On weapon set 1, we have Mystic Stance for faster start of energy shield recharge, and then increased stun for life. We are on CI, so we are on full life. Then we have 36% damage if you dealt a critical hit from Crashing Wave. Then we've got the Power Within for 20% increased critical damage bonus if you gain a power charge. Melding for increased energy shield and a bit of reduced mana. Then we have, on weapon set 2, we have Rapid Recharge for more increased energy shield recharge rate and faster energy shield recharge rate. Up here to Gravedigger, minions revive 15% faster and they recover 2% of maximum life when your minions is revived. I'll explain why in a minute. These nodes down here, I want to take that one Essence Infusion to give me more energy shield recharge. And then we've got Reformed Barrier, which gives your energy shield recharge rate when your minions are reformed. So if you look on my weapon set 1, I have 2.5 energy shield recharge. On my weapon set 2, I have 1.7. But as soon as my minions are reformed, my energy shield recharge rate would start like straight away. So that's why I tried to make the minions reform faster. I probably could drop these here and then make the minions revive faster as well. And then I think there's a minion revive faster there. But basically, if you're struggling to get your energy shield, swap between your weapon sets, and then you're going to recharge your energy shield pretty much straight away. Then we come down here to take Immaterial for evasion if you have energy shield, and then increased evasion rating while you have energy shield. And again, that gives you evasion rating if your energy shield is recharged in the past 2 seconds. So we're getting evasion, we're getting energy shield recharge. Yeah, it's an all-round build. Lust for Power gives you a chance to gain a power charge, to gain an additional one. Agile Succession, this is on weapon set 1, which gives me increased attack speed and evasion rating if you hit an enemy. You're always hitting an enemy, so therefore you're always going to have increased evasion rating. Killer Instinct for 40% increased damage while on full life, because we have full life. Then we have a From Nothing, which gives me the passives in Resonance, which allows me to take Spell Haste, which is increased cast speed and evasion rating. We probably could put that onto weapon set 1. It is on weapon set 2. So we could probably remove this faster energy shield of recharge and then put that on, which will give you a faster cast speed. So let's see what it gave me 1% evasion rating. So yeah, it's, I don't know, swings and roundabouts. Then we've got For the Jugular for increased critical damage bonus and plus 10 to intelligence. True Strike for plus 10 to dexterity and increased critical hit chance. Chakra of Thought for damage is taken as mana before life, and you get increased attack speed while not on low mana. Spaghettification for movement speed, increased chaos damage, all attributes, and then 23% reduced light, so that's the downside of it. And your chaos resistance is reduced as well, but it don't matter because we've got CI. And then Event Horizon, which gives you 50% increased chaos damage, and you lose 3% of maximum energy shield when you use a chaos skill. 3% is not really a lot. And then we have Stylebender, which hits break 30% increased armor, and you gain 25% physical damage. Up here to take Spectral Ward for energy shield per 12 evasion on the equipped body armor. Round to take Overflowing Power for plus 2 all maximum charges. So plus 2, sorry, to maximum charges. Up here to take Chaos Inoculation. Then we have a new Heart of the Well, which gives me increased skill speed, critical damage bonus. I gain 12% of damage as extra chaos damage, and I gain an additional stun threshold equal to 10% of my maximum energy shield. So my stun threshold is a lot higher because I'm taking Chaos Inoculation. The increased skill speed is how I get my Flicker Strike so fast. The more skill speed you do, the faster it makes your flicker. Then we come down here on weapon set 1 is the Quarterstaff. There's no point having it on both your sets because you don't have a staff in the weapon set 2. And we've got this with one with a river for increased defenses, freeze build up and stun. Whirling Assault for attack speed and it knocks the enemies back. Martial Artistry for increased accuracy and critical damage bonus, and then increased dexterity. And then Quarterstaff, which Quarterstaff skills consume power charges, count as consuming an additional power charge. And we come down here, we've taken Chakra of Rhythm for increased attack speed and then build an additional combo. Chakra of Impact for more attack damage, and then we deal 8% increased damage per combo consumed, which is up to 40%. So this is what I mean with your Falling Thunder. You get this to maximum combo, hit it, you've got 40% increased damage. Then I have a Time Lost Sapphire with increased cold, chaos, critical hit chance, and critical damage bonus. You can get the unique one, which gives you like a flat, like 4% lightning and a 4% chaos, or you can get it with lightning and chaos. That will probably be the better one, but it's more expensive. So this gives me any small passive, so any of these will give me increased chaos and cold damage, and then a large notable will give me increased critical hit chance and critical damage bonus. So we've taken Dizzying Hits. Dizzying Hits gives you the chance to daze an enemy on hit, and then you gain a increased critical hit chance against these dazed enemies. Stupefy, which gives you again chance to daze and then increased damage on dazed enemies. Walk of the Wilds to recover mana leech based on elemental damage. Fable Stag to give me increased endurance, frenzy, and power charge duration. This works perfectly with charge regulation. Then we take Heart Stopping for increased critical damage bonus and critical hit chance. Struck Through for again increased more critical hit chance. Heartbreaking for increased damage bonus and strength. And then the last bit we take Enhanced Reflexes for more evasion rating, and you gain deflection equal to 5% evasion rating and then 8% increased dexterity. So yeah, this is Monk Build 4.0. Any questions, leave a comment below, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Stay safe. Peace.